Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is AC's Conversations. AC's Conversations is about sports, music, TV, movies, and more.
Everything and more.
Everything is ready to go.
That include the latest news and rumors, along with interviews with the biggest names in sports and entertainment. This is AC's Conversations with your host, News 8 Sports Director.
The man is the real deal.
Let's go to work, brother.
Anthony Calhoun.
I'm Anthony Calhoun. It's time now for our celebrity guest, who is he's been a big fan here of your Indianapolis Colts team. Let's go live to Miami, Florida, where the one and only Dan Orlovsky joins us ahead of Monday Night Football with the Dolphins hosting the Jets coming up tomorrow. Dan will be calling that game in the booth. There's an analyst. Dan, thank you so much, man, for joining us. You know, I want to have you on the show today because you got a great connection here with the Colts, and of course your friendship with the Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, who the Colts, of course, play today. I know you're in Miami, as I mentioned, getting ready for that Monday Night Football game tomorrow on ESPN. Let's start first, though, bro. Number one, with this Colts team, they have been the talk of the NFL right now. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Do we have a legit team here in Indy?
There's no question. I think there's a lot of the, at least traits and things that you need in 2025, certainly offensively, to sit there and go, this is built for a good run. You got to be able to play like two-dimensional football, put the quarterback underneath the center, run the football. You got to be able to be efficient in your pass game, and then that allows explosive pass plays. The offensive line's playing at a really high level. I think you got to be able to play with two tight ends on the field in offense in 2025. They can. They got really good receivers that you can get the football to, and then Daniel's playing at such an incredibly high level. So I think that all the different things that they could do offensively, you sit there and go, yes, it's built to sustain, and they got to stay healthy, and they got to keep getting Daniel to play it the way that he's playing. But it seems like a very good football team.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Daniel Jones, today will be such a big test, not just for him, but this entire Colts team against a very good Rams team. I keep saying this, and I know we will learn a lot about this team later today.
Yeah.
You know, you and I, we've had conversations before the season began talking about Daniel Jones. I want to ask you this. What has impressed you the most about what you're seeing from this Colts quarterback right now?
Yeah, they've got him to play in a way that he never has before in the NFL. I remember when he came out of Duke and went to the Giants, the one big thing that gave me high level of concern was like when he got pressured, it was bad. You know, it was always a panic with the football, a panic with a throw or a fumble, and that led to that run of turnovers that he had. And it's not like the Colts have just become this offense where he's never under pressure. Like, he's been under pressure this year. It's just that he's played incredibly well in that situation. He's thrown it well. He's made good decisions. He's used his legs. He's evaded the rush. He's been great with his ball placement. So, you know, that's the big change. And I think the one thing that happens is when the quarterback plays that way, because that's just real life in the NFL, I think then what you're seeing is Steichen has just this ridiculous amount of trust in him. And you can see it by the way they're calling plays. And then you're seeing the creativity start to show itself again. So, you know, that's been the big step for Daniel. And that's, I think, Anthony, like that's the big question, bro. Like, is that sustainable? Like, that's the big kind of unknown question mark out of the quarterback. Is that going to happen for the great majority of the season?
Okay, you know, Dan, on the other side, we got Matthew Stafford, who is playing in his 17th season in the NFL, which is completely insane. I know you have a great friendship with him going back to your days in Detroit. What do you appreciate most about him as a player and then also as a person as well?
Yeah, I mean, toughest guy I've ever been around. You know, there was nothing that could knock him out of football games. And then just ridiculously talented. You know, I've shared their stories so much. We'd be watching film together and he would try to fit this ball into a certain window. And I'd be like, Matthew, why are you making that throw? And he'd be like, well, I can and you can't. You know, so just this supreme confidence in his ability to throw the ball, and it's real. Yeah. And then as a person, you know, I was around Matthew and then being around Peyton. They were two of the guys that but they could be two people at once. Matthew knew, and Peyton was like this. They knew that they were the face of the franchise, the billion-dollar CEO, the face of the city. Like, they know. Every room they walk in, they know that. At the same time, they just wanted to be one of the guys. They just wanted to be one of the teammates. They just wanted to be one of those 11 on the field. And I think his ability to be both of those people at the same time is one of the reasons why he's such a unique player, why he's such a unique guy.
Yeah, good perspective there from Dan Orlovsky. I'll get you out here. I got a couple more questions for you, then we'll get you ready to call that game. Of course, the analyst there for ESPN Monday Night Football. You played just one season here with the Colts and started actually a couple games for the Colts back in 2011. How much did you enjoy your time here in Indy and also getting the opportunity to actually be around, though, Peyton Manning?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. My personality fits the Midwest people probably a little bit more than some of the Northeast area that I live in now and where I'm from. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I was a 90s kid. So Peyton Manning was, cut out of ESPN, the magazine, and on my wall in probably 30 different areas. And so he was an idol of mine. And so having the opportunity to be around him in the way that we were and watch and just, strike up a small friendship was just, like, for me, incredibly surreal. And then, playing with players like a Reggie Wayne or Jeff Saturday or Dallas Clark, these guys I watched them playing college football. I was like, these are the best players in the world. So I loved Indy, a great organization. I love the people out there. Wish we would have won a couple more games, but, just a really, really special organization.
Yeah, well, you know what? I tell you what, I joke around with people all the time that we've got so spoiled, maybe not 2011, no offense, but we have been spoiled so many years with Peyton Manning as the QB for the Colts. I'll get you out here on this, man. It's been awesome, man, seeing how your career has just flourished on the national stage. I feel like you're one of the few folks who truly have like a true pulse of what's going on in the NFL, and you're everywhere, my man, from being all over ESPN to appearing on our friend Pat McAfee's show weekly. And on top of all that, you're a great dad, father of 4 kids with your wife, Tiffany. I want to ask you this. How do you keep it all together, Dan, and how special has your family been along this incredible ride?
Yeah, well, thank you, man. That's very kind words. How do I keep it all together? I don't know if I am. I just day by day, and I'm a worker. I like to work. I've got, I was fortunate. My father taught me, work ethic. And so work ethic is part of it. And I married the right girl. My wife is an absolute superstar. She makes life so much fun. There's very little drama created by her or with her. And we just have a lot of fun. Our kids are great kids, and I would say, I mean, you probably experience it. I think a lot of men go through a point where they have these goals and dreams and aspirations of accomplishment, and then more often than not, you go accomplish them. And then you sit there and go, well, that's all? Like, I did it. And there's got to be more fulfilling things. And I think I certainly got to that point with football, and now with TV is like, I love being as good as I possibly can be. And I think the best in the world at that. But, being a dad and getting to be around my kids and around my family and enjoying them is so much more gratifying. And I look forward to that much more, as much as I love being a part of the TV world. So I look forward to being around them and with them as much as I can. So it's awesome, man. I'd have 1,000 kids if my wife would.
Dan, thank you so much, man, for joining us here on Countdown to Kickoff. Good luck tomorrow. Keep doing a great job in the booth there as an analyst for ESPN. And we hope you're right about this football team. I know you love Matthew Stafford, but hopefully he takes an L today to the Colts. I'm sorry.
Thanks, AC.
Appreciate you, bro.
Discover more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to the AC's Conversations podcast and others on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Connect now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.